An email heard around the world. A singular email that was sent last week. And the email was to ask every federal worker, so what do you do here and what have you gotten done? The email was sent and it says, quote, please reply, this is sent to every federal worker. Please reply to this email with approximately 5 bullets of what you accomplished last week and CC your manager. Please do not send any classified information, links, or attachments. Deadline to reply is Monday at 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. As soon as this email was sent, federal workers started to scream and say, what do you mean I have to tell you what I do? This is harassment. This is taunting. This is unfair. No one has ever asked a federal worker, what do you do? Now, we do this every single week at Turning Point USA and Turning Point Action. What do you do here? Tell us your progress report. In fact, taking a page out of Elon, we're going to do this now every single week methodically. List of 5 things you got done. Federal workers are now clamoring, saying that this violates union rules. I'm sorry, guys. This is beyond laughable. This is repulsive. These people have jobs that we pay for, and they can't respond to an email asking them, just list 5 things you got done here. And the answer, of course, is they don't do anything of value. They show up, get a cup of coffee, reshuffle some papers, go into a conference room, and they're out the door by 3:30 or 4 o'clock. They operate as, not them personally, but they operate as worthless parasites on the American taxpayer. Meanwhile, every single one of you in the audience here, whether you are a doctor or a lawyer, an engineer, in the private sector, every day you have to justify your existence. Every day. Even if you work at McDonald's, even if you work as a garbage man, name 5 things that you did at McDonald's. Well, today I cleaned the French fryer and I scrubbed the floors and I made Big Macs and I made sure the Diet Coke machine was working and I helped the customer to their car because she was struggling in the snow. 5 things. Great. Thank you very much, McDonald's Employee of the Month, earning $12 an hour. Someone at McDonald's tells you concretely what they do. But if you dare to ask our millions of federal workers, hey, just tell us 5 bullet points of what you did, they are mass refusing this inquiry. It is intimidating, they say. It's scary. They're not used to have anybody come in and ask them a question. In fact, what a chance to put out your chest. Oh, yeah, Elon, these are the 5 things that I do at the Department of Interior. These are the 5 things I do at Health and Human Services. This could be done in 2 minutes. These are the 5 things I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can these people not do bullets? Can these people read? I'm getting to some very provocative answers. They are mass deciding not to respond to this inquiry. If your work is all classified, just say so. And chances are it's not. Chances are you're not doing anything that you can even report on. You simply exist. You are a leech on us. And this is the core of what Elon is surfacing, what President Trump is flushing out. It's not even that they themselves are worthy of the criticism, which they are. A lot of these people are less than desirable. They could not hold a job at your local Chipotle. In fact, your local Uber Eats driver, your local Chipotle worker, they're working their tail off every day, and God bless them. But the federal work, those are plushy jobs where nothing is done. These jobs never should have existed in the first place. And both Republicans and Democrats, George W. Bush, alongside Bill Clinton, alongside Barack Hussein Obama, alongside Joe Biden, have been protectorates of this bipartisan regime that we talk about a lot, the Uniparty, where there are millions of jobs that should not exist. There are famously entire departments of the government just filled with people taking months on end to do what would take a day in a startup or any real company, the bottom line. It is so telling that asking a federal worker to take 5 minutes or 2 minutes to explain what exactly you do here has become such a controversy. It proves that the culture in government is rotten, and the media is going along with it. MSNBC right now has Musk to federal workers, justify your job or else. Yes, that's the way things work in the real world, not the fantasy world of government, because the money is running out. If there's only one takeaway from our time together today that I want you to internalize, it's that President Trump and Elon Musk and J.D. Vance and Pete Hegseth are challenging the DC orthodoxy that government is untouchable. Government works for us. They are not a holy realm of existence that we are not allowed to criticize, that we are not allowed to question. Now, mind you, the left, they will criticize every conservative nonprofit. They'll investigate Turning Point USA. They'll find out how many ballot chasers we have on the ground. They'll write ad nauseum about anything in right-wing world, but they will never criticize or lift a finger asking a question about the government. This is not the government's money. It is our money. This is your money. We are a team together in this as you as taxpayers, and they have been fleecing us over the last couple of decades. And let me just read the email again. Is this intimidating to you? Does this require a safe space? Does this make you have to run away? And this goes to my operating thesis that I wrote in that book back there, The College Scam, which I said this is the college campusification. That's not a word, but I made it up, of the entire country. You are not allowed to ask a junior at Yale, what did you learn here? That's intimidation. You're not allowed to have an exit test when you leave Stanford. That could be threatening. Safe spaces, speech codes, rooms with puppies and milk and cookies. If you hear something threatening, these people are now staffing your government. As we have always said, what happens on college campuses does not stay in college campuses. It ends up in corporate boardrooms, the halls of Congress, and metastasizes into your government. This is the same mentality that I've been fighting for the last decade on college campuses, that we are finally starting to see a shift. And again, this is the email. Please reply to this email with approximately 5 bullet points of what you accomplished last week and CC your manager. Do not send any classified information, links, or attachments. For every single person out there that has had a private sector job, and there are millions of you listening and watching, you should be angered and incensed by this. That these people think that they are an untouchable, holy class. They think they have been given the divine right of kings. That we serve at the pleasure of this oligarchy, that if you have a federal job, we can't ask a question. We can't dare question your existence. We are just lucky that you'll mention us. As an example, and I could tell you as somebody who has employs well over 1,000 people, if America Fest was organized by the federal government, it would take 4 years to plan it out. It would cost 5 times as much, and there would be like a single podium with 5 speakers. The federal government is not just slow and bloated and inefficient. It's largely become 80% unnecessary. Of course, there's core functions of the federal government that should exist. 80% of these jobs should not exist. 90% should not exist. And they're proving our point. They can't even respond to a crisp email. This is what I do. This is why I exist. Your local janitor at a school could tell you what they do all day long. The person that serves you your Starbucks coffee or serves you your Dunkin' Donuts can tell you to do it all day long. But no, the HR manager at Department of Commerce, it's against union rules. And the difference is this. When you go to Dunkin' Donuts, that's a voluntary exchange. You are deciding to spend your money at Dunkin' Donuts. No one did that in a mandatory way. But you must pay your taxes or you go to jail. But you can't ask the workers that take your taxes at gunpoint, what do you do all day long?